Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 8 of the AOR F1 2017 Apex Online Racing F2 League, and today we are here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I've decided to leave out qualifying mainly because the sound unfortunately doesn't work on this video. I don't know why the in-game audio has decided it didn't want to respond this week, so I've sort of left it, you know, with me just talking. There was no real point showing you my qualifying lap. It left me way down the order because I decided to go on a set of the soft tyres for the same reason that I did last week, and that was rain. Yes, as you can see at the top of your screen, it was meant to rain quite late on in this Grand Prix once again, so we were hoping, you know, for a really, you know, rain that would come right for the right time for me. You know, everyone else in the top 10 would certainly have to pit in the early stage, but we're on the grid then. It is 5 lights and it's the lights out, and away we go. And, you know, first of all, as every week, I just want to try and keep it nice and clean to myself. They're down in towards turn 1, just trying to find my own space on the track there. Coldhead has been completely mounted by TK Poodle there. Unfortunately, that was Poodle's lag that cost Coldhead completely off the start there. So really gutted for my teammate there. We are in the fight for the constructors at the moment, so we desperately need to try and score as many points as we possibly can. But somehow now, I've already made up 3 positions off the start of this Grand Prix. Poodle has a look down the inside of Midget there, but he's able to just about slip right around the outside of the McLaren Honda driver here. He's, you know, trying to make any potential overtakes that he possibly can in the early stages of this Grand Prix. So potentially, if he makes a mistake, we could try to pounce on him. As you can see, taking a huge chunk of curb through both parts of the chicane there. But as we come down towards this next, you know, mini straight, if you will, Gorsh completely dives it down my inside there. Not really too sure what that was all about, but there was no way in hell I was going to give him the room up in towards turn 8 there. You know, make it very obvious very early on that I'm willing to defend my position from that. As we come through the turn 8 section, that actually going, you know, came through fairly nice and clean. And, you know, at the moment we sort of didn't really want to be fighting with Gorsh too much in the early stages of this race. You know, we want to try and keep on a hold with the super soft runners in the early stages. You know, open up more strategy for myself there. But Gorsh still is all over the back of me here as we come down in towards the final couple of corners there. Locking up, running ever so slightly wide there. Just not able to pinpoint my braking quite as early as I'd like now. And Gorsh and I are going to be going side by side through the final couple of corners there. We're given the room on the outside there, but there's been a bit of contact, I think. And Gorsh there has been sent off into the wall. Now, I don't know if that was my fault or not. You know, I felt I gave him a huge amount of room on the inside there. But my apologies to poor Gorsh Crab there, as unfortunately he was out of the Grand... Well, I think he came into the pits and retired from the Grand Prix there. But later on, TRL Ellis, the first man to be taken prisoner at turn 8 there. Absolutely heartbreak for him once more. Just not able to get the luck so far in this season there. That leaves him down out of another Grand Prix there. Not, as I said, been the season that he would have wanted. But we're now up into P8 of the race. It's looking quite good for myself at the moment. You know, we've kept it nice and clean like we aim to do every single week. I feel like I say the same things, you know, every week at the moment. We just adopt the same strategy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's the way the cookie crumbles at the best of times there. But P1R Brown drops it into the pit lane very early on there. I think he did get a bit of front wing damage, so we're now up into P7, and the super soft tyres were only set to lap, you know, sort of last, 8 to 9 laps in this Grand Prix. As you can see, by lap 7, the tyre wear had sort of started to swing in my favour here. Now, TK Poodle, I think, actually damaged his front wing a little bit earlier on, hence why we weren't closing in on him so much here. But down in the slipstream, down towards the finish line here, we're, you know, going to try and have a look down the inside, in towards turn 1. It's a drag race down to the line there. No way in hell would this be so close if this was equal cars. As we break down in towards turn 1, they're taking a nice bit of curb. They're squeezing Poodle out wide there, you know, seeing if he would back out nice and early. But he doesn't do that there. I've got the inside, though, for turn 2. Make sure I give him, you know, a bit more room this time there, but we try and straighten up the car nice and early there. Leave Poodle on at the outside here, but, you know, he's not willing to give up all just yet. You know, he does have the slipstream. I've got the DRS, so it's basically a fair drag race, but we break ever so slightly later in towards turn 3. They're completely, you know, he unfortunately for him has to back out of the position there. So now we move up into P5 of the race here, and now, you know, P5 already in this Grand Prix. And once everyone else had to make their first pit stops, you know, from the, you know, much, you know, less durable super soft tyres here, we were up into the lead of the Grand Prix, starting from P12 on the grid. You know, not really too many complaints, only 10 laps into the race. Unfortunately, though, Franglish, you know, he opted to go on another set of these super soft tyres there, so there was no way in hell I was going to be able to stay ahead of him for very long there. I'd probably, you know, argue that he is a quicker driver than me, generally anyway there. So Franglish moves back up into the lead of the Grand Prix. And next up, we had XRL Bobberts behind me here. He was on a set of the soft tyres here, and it's looking for Bobberts like he was probably in a better position than Franglish, because by this point, once again, Franglish's tyres were basically shot. So it had started to rain, though, which, could play a little bit of effect. It usually means that the harder tyres are a little bit more advantageous there, but breaking down in towards the third corner there, and Bobberts completely rams me up the rear there. No idea what that was all about. I presume he just, completely mistimed his braking point there. He did, fortunately, wait up for me there. I'm not going to bother taking that to the stewards there, just an innocent mistake from Bobberts there. But unfortunately, he's cost me 2 valuable positions there, and one of those is actually to Sam F1 LFC, the championship leader. We, really want to try and outscore him in the points this Grand Prix here as we come through on lap 20 of the Grand Prix. You can see the rain is really starting to fall now. Franglish has already pit onto a new set of the intermediate tyres here, and Sam F1 is actually going to dive into the pits on the end of this lap as well. We've got the DRS though still, so I don't think, it's wet enough just yet there. Sam bails out very, very early on to the brakes there. Make sure, he's very, very cautious. And 1 lap later, we are going to dive it down into the pit lane there. Get a quite nice little run down in towards the pits, braking a little bit early when we get close to the line, but we were up into P2 of the Grand Prix. Midget was leading the race at the moment, doing a very, very good job, looking like it was his Grand Prix for the taking here. But would we be able to jump Sam F1? As you can see, he is coming down the front straight. He's locked into battle with Franglish here, and what is going to happen as we come down towards the exit of the pit lane? It could be very, very close there, but fortunately for me, I do actually come out just that little bit ahead of them there. It gave me that little bit of breathing space that I so desperately wanted there, and that meant I was up into P2 of the Grand Prix here. Absolutely unbelievable scenes, and now we had about a 7-second gap to Midget there, so very, very unlikely that we were going to be able to do anything about that. As you can see, a couple of laps later, the gap's still over 6 seconds here, but Midget has completely bottled it down at turn 8 there. Absolute heartbreak for the poor Red Bull driver there. If I'm not mistaken, he hasn't won a race yet this whole entire season. This was easily his, race in at the bag there, but a costly error, the close proximity of the walls have taken Midget prisoner at this point of the Grand Prix, and I didn't actually know if he had front wing damage or not from that. I don't know if he used the escape road or he actually damaged the front wing there, and I think now it's been made pretty clear that Midget has damaged the front wing. He's got absolutely no turning speed, no confidence now in at that car either, as you can see, clipping the curbs there, and absolutely nothing on the exit of the corner here. So we need to try and make sure that we jump Midget as soon as possible as we come through the final couple of corners there. Midget completely slaps the wall on the outside there, and we now re-inherit the lead of the Grand Prix there. Crazy race, and just 2 laps to go. Could we potentially hold on to the race victory? We shall wait and see. Midget does think about going for the move down the inside in towards turn 1, but does think better of it there, as he did have a huge amount of front wing damage on his poor Red Bull there, but he's actually going to try and play very, very bold and stay out right through to the very end of the Grand Prix. But now we move on onto the final lap of this European Grand Prix. We have just got 1 lap to go. Try to survive. The horrible wet conditions are just getting worse and worse at the moment. But just another 4-5 miles as we break down in towards turn 2 that we've completely locked up the front wheels now. I cannot believe it. We have got to bottle it exactly like Midget did there. Sam F1 moves past me. Franglish moves past me. Midget, somehow with all that front wing damage, is now back into the lead of the European Grand Prix. And I cannot believe, this is happening right now. This race is absolutely crazy here, but we're not willing to give up just yet. Potentially with a good run out of the final couple of corners, we could still try and line up a move. To even move back up onto the podium, that would be, if we went into the final lap of this Grand Prix and came out with not even a podium, that would be absolutely horrible for myself here. You can see coming through in towards the second sector though, Franglish and Sam F1, they've still both got their front wing fully intact at the moment. So, if we were going to have to try and make any moves, it would have to be done all by myself there. We think about trying to look for a move down the inside of Franglish, but not able to make one there, and certainly not going to try and go side by side in through turn 8. Make sure, we don't hit the walls either side there, as now we've just got just over 1 sector to go of this European Grand Prix. But, after all that's gone on in this race, the alternate strategy at the start, all we want, is to try and win. But down in towards the final couple of corners, Franglish brakes very, very early there, clips the curb on the inside, not going to get himself the best run on the exit. We might try and have a look down the inside for the podium there. Franglish just breaks that tiny bit later. I unfortunately get forced out over the curbs. There's a bit of contact as side by side we go through out of the final corner though. Franglish does hold on to the position for now, but upper front midget there going to run absolutely massively wide there. Sam F1 going to pull alongside him, and it's going to be 4 cars so close down towards the line there, but unfortunately I'm going to be completely out of it though. Sam F1 does come through to win at the Grand Prix there. If that man needed any more luck this season, it is absolutely ridiculous. Midget comes through for P2 after that bottle towards the end of the Grand Prix. Franglish P3 and myself in P4. Gutted that, you know, we didn't win that Grand Prix. It was completely in the bag for myself until the final lap of the race, but we've lost out on 13 points there. Really not what I needed there. I think overall though, you know, still a very enjoyable race for myself. XR Bobbits does come P6 with P1R Brown in, sorry, XR Bobbits comes P5 with Brown 6th, Coldhead 7th, Icebergs 8th, Diehard Fan taking home the final race finish there. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like, subscribe if you want to see more of my AOR 2017 F2 highlights, and I will see you guys next time for a brand new video.